We are back at it again here with another video with the Invest for Tomorrow. To the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all subscribers, welcome back. Here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, continuing a fight to hold support here above the 450 area. And in today's volatility, our SPY bot at 12 p.m. sent out a bull indicator. And from that moment forward, inflows crossed the midpoint to the upside. Full strength there on 42 vision, and call options went up 70% plus within an hour, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. So here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, fighting to hold support. And in today's video, we're going to break down the key levels I would watch going into tomorrow, what's going on with the inflow versus outflow, and bull and bear indicators. But before we do, I want to share with you guys the home run opportunity that was mentioned this morning over at the Discord. So the home run today was spectacular beyond expectations, and if you guys want to know about these stocks early on and receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. So the home run today was from our AMD bot. Our AMD bot at 7:45 a.m. sent out a bear indicator, and from that moment forward, outflows crossed the midpoint to the downside, pure weakness now on 42 vision, and put options went up 130% plus within an hour, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. We look forward to having you join us, and we strive for opportunities like these every single day. Let's jump into these charts. Here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, doing a full transition from red bars to bright green bars and back down to red bars in today's volatility. And if this is your first time coming across the channel, this is 42 vision, which allows us to see the dips from the rips to the dips, and where the strength and weakness lies within the charts. And we also use our bull and bear indicators and inflow versus outflow as an extra layer of confirmation, which I'm going to pull up here and you can now gain access to as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicator, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. And in today's video, I'm going to pull up the inflow versus outflow indicator, which adds that extra layer of confirmation and gives us that edge within the volatility. So here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, under a bear indicator at the 453.60 level. You could see how I rejected it multiple times in the middle of the day, trying to come back up towards it. And a huge support here of a double bottom effect so far down here at around the 452 level. And we're going to talk about these key levels and the impact they're going to have going into tomorrow. But right now on the 30-minute, we have a bear indicator that has canceled out the bull indicator from yesterday at the 451 level. Full strength up there towards the resistance of 455. And it's actually now coming back down and fighting to get back above the 453 level here in the after hours. But if we zoom out and look at this from the 1 hour, this is the first bear indicator that pops up since the bull indicator down here at 435 area. Definitely something to not ignore here, again at the 453 level. I would not ignore this. This is the first bear indicator in the last several days and weeks. Definitely something to not overlook here in the bigger picture. And in the volatility of the 15-minute, a bull indicator has popped up at the 452.80 area. It is fighting to stay above it here in the after hours. canceling out that bear indicator within the volatility of 454.10 in the pre-market, and a full transition from the rip area to the dip area in today's volatility. Now, this bull indicator is going to need inflows to follow to justify any strength, and try to roll that over here into the 30-minute to reflect further strength into these charts, which is why we're going to look at the inflow versus outflows and what key levels I would watch going into tomorrow. Here we are with the SPY stock, the S&P 500 index, with outflows dominating in the first half and crossing over in the pre-market. And in the second half of the day, it is trying to come back up. It is near the midpoint, but those outflows continue to dominate here at negative 0.38, even though they're green. And it is the first time they cross over significantly since way back here on Friday of last week. So definitely something to not overlook here on the 30-minute. Now, when we zoom out and look at this from the 1 hour, we could see that those inflows were dominating here yesterday, and outflows have began again, and inflows are still above here at 0.64. Even though it's red, it is going to be crucial and critical for these inflows to stay above the midpoint to justify any strength to the upside and switch from red to green, pulling away from the midpoint here in the bigger picture. Now, in the volatility, we could see those outflows have crossed over on the 30-minute and the 15-minute, but also now we have the inflows in the second half of the day fighting above the midpoint here on the 15-minute after that outflow crossover, and dominating in the first half of the day, and the inflows are still above on the 1 hour. So the one that needs to come back up is the 30-minute, and on the 15-minute, we want to see these inflows stay above, because if they do cross to the downside, it could start to reflect further weakness into these charts pretty quickly, and definitely something to not overlook as it retests key support levels, right? So definitely something to not ignore here in the volatility going into tomorrow and the rest of today's after hours. Now, what are the key levels I would watch? Well, the first thing is support, guys. And the first support level I would not ignore is the 452 level. It is using it right now like a double bottom effect here. If that gets broken through and these outflows continue to the downside and roll that weakness over into the 30-minute, the next support I'll be watching is the 450 level. And then below that is the 448.50 area. As we've talked about, it has been a crucial support here in the last several days and weeks, and in that tight consolidation before breaking out to test newer highs here in the year, and also within that tight range of key resistance levels of 453 and 455. Rejected off of it, and here it is fighting in the after hours to stay above the 453 level. But if those outflows continue below the midpoint and pull away from it, I would not ignore those levels to the downside. To the upside, it's going to be crucial and critical for this to switch from red to green, pull away from the midpoint, start to reflect that strength into these charts, use this double bottom effect here and strength of support to go ahead and try to propel itself back up to key resistance levels. And the first one is the 455 level. Then above that is 457. And then I'll be watching the 460 area. If these inflows can come back up, stay green and cross the midpoint on the 30-minute and continue strong here on the 1 hour as it's red, but switch from red to green, pushing itself up, and go ahead and cancel out the bear indicator that's popped up here on the 1 hour, right? That's going to be crucial and critical because now a bear indicator has popped up for the first time in the last several days and weeks, since way down here at the 434, 435 level. And now that's something to not ignore in the bigger picture. So these are the key levels I'll be watching to the upside and to the downside. The bull and bear indicators are going to be crucial, and the inflow versus outflow, I would not ignore them. I'm going to be watching them very carefully as they're really close to the midpoint here above on the 15-minute. And even though it's below, they're green on the 30-minute to see if it can cross back over, or will it continue below it? And as always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Now let's make some money.